So what is grace? Grace is nothing but an unmerited favor of God. In simple terms, it is a divine ability or a divine strength to do things which you otherwise cannot do in human ability. In Romans 5:20, we see where it says that where sin abounds, grace abounds. It doesn't necessarily mean that you sin more just because there's more grace or we live in a grace period. What it really means is that despite the sin that surrounds us in this world, that God would give us the grace to live a holy and a sanctified life. So there are 4 levels of grace which a Christian believer can kind of tap into. So the first level of grace is it happens like pretty much for every Christian. It's the basic level, and it happens at salvation, because in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8 we see that we are saved by grace and not by works. So this is like the basic, guys. Then we have the second level of grace, which happens like to exercise the salvation that you have. So in First Peter chapter 2 verse 16 it says that that we can live in freedom, okay, by the grace that God provides without sinning. So this is a grace which is provided for living to basically to exercise your salvation. Now the third level of grace is something that I would say usually most of the Christians, they stop with the first and the second level of grace. They hardly tap into the fourth level of grace. Okay, so the third level of grace is basically to fulfill the call that God has given in your life. So each Christian has a call that they have in their life, because Paul says that we are different parts of one body. Each person, if you are a Christian, if you are saved, you are called. So there is no, of course, the level of calling differs from person to person. Not everybody is called to stand on the stage, but if you are saved, you are called. So why do I say that very few Christians go into the third level? Is because most of the Christians don't even realize the call that God has placed in their life. They are okay with salvation and just living a comfortable life. So if you are a person who don't know the call of God, I would encourage you all to just go and ask God to kind of reveal your call, and once the call is revealed, God will give you the grace to fulfill the call that He has for you. Now there's a fourth level of grace which only a handful of Christians really tap into, but God's desire is that every Christian taps into the fourth level. So what is the fourth level of grace? It is a grace to live a sanctified and a set apart life. So this is a place where these people actually kind of live a surrendered life, where their will is completely dead, the self is dead, it's no more them and it's fully God, and they have this holy and a set apart life. Okay, so if you all are struggling with the first and the second level without knowing the call, I would encourage you all to ask God to kind of reveal the call of God in your life, so you all can tap into the third level. If you are a Christian who is doing ministry in the ministry, but sometimes you walk in the flesh and sometimes in the spirit, I would encourage you all to tap into the fourth level, which is a place where you completely walk by the Spirit, you are led by the Spirit, where flesh is completely dead. Because the Bible clearly says that in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 27, it says that God is looking for a bride which is spotless and wrinkleless, holy and blameless. So God's desire for every single Christian is that we tap into the 4 levels of grace. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, let grace abound in your life. Thank you very much.